Hey everyone, the old captain here, and we are in Arizona. It's wonderful, it's warm, and they're all watching the sports ball. Apparently there's some game going on where they throw a funny oblong ball and something happens, and children still die of leukemia. But anyway, it's all okay, because some group of guys going to get the ball past the line more than the other group of guys. But we have a video request, and this one, we haven't had one of these in a while, and that is a Clarey test. You say, what the fuck is a Clarey test? If you're new, you would say that because you don't know what the fuck a Clarey test is. But the Clarey test is my own patented political assessment test. It is it's the biggest advancement in political science, and I'm not joking because pretty much the entire field of political science is bullshit. And I came up with a very simple way. I analyze my political candidates, or people who like to talk in the political sphere or market, on 4 questions. 1, do they come from a rich family? 2, do they have any private sector experience? 3, what did they major in? And 4, where are they currently working now? And depending on the answers to those questions, you get a point. If you get a point, that's bad. You don't want points. This is like golf. You want a low score as possible, ideally 0. So the request came in, and to save time, it was a short request. He wanted me to do the Koch brothers. And there are 2 of them. When you hear the Koch brothers, you're referring to Charles and David Koch. It's spelled Koch, but it's the Koch brothers. And these are the evil Koch brother foundation, and they donate to conservative organizations that advocate freedom and choice and stuff like that. And so these, the left loves to pick on. They're basically the conservative version of what's the guy? Is he from Yugoslavia? Whatever, it really doesn't matter. Anyway, so we're going to apply the Clarey test to these 4 guys to see where they rank. Because whereas usually this test is used on leftists, it's used on any politician, and quote-unquote conservative politicians or conservative activists or people who are active politically conservative. They score rather poorly on this test. So there are 2 of them. Let's read through the Koch family. The Koch family is an American family of industrialists, philanthropists, and business people, most noted for the political activities and control of Koch Industries, the second largest privately owned company in the United States. If the revenue is $115 billion, that's a lot. I'd be curious to see what the profits are, but no. The family business was started by Fred C. Koch, who developed a fracking method for the refinement of heavy oil into gasoline. Fred's 4 sons litigated against each other over the interest in the business during the 80s and 90s. Charles G. Koch and David H. Koch, today commonly referred to as the Koch brothers, and the only 2 are Fred's Koch 4 sons, still with Koch Industries, also affiliated with the Koch family foundations. All right, so let's take a look at Charles G. We already know both of them come from well-to-do families, so both of them got a point. Let's look at Charles. Charles, alma mater, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So he has a bachelor's of science in something worthwhile. We'll read through it. Born November 3rd, blah, 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 philanthropist. He is co-owner, chairman of the board, and chief executive officer of Koch Industries, while his brother David serves as executive vice president. So both of them are currently employed in real private sector work. Okay, so they get 0 points on that. So far, they only have 1 point each, and that's hailing from a rich family. The brothers inherited the business originally in 2000. Koch's book, Koch Industries. Let's hear early life education. Born in Wichita, Kansas. Immigrants, blah, blah, blah. Institute of Technology. Bachelor's of Science in General Engineering. Okay, so he hails from a rich family, but that is your 1 point. He has a worthwhile degree, not a worthless liberal arts degree. He currently works in the private sector. The only question left then is, what was his work experience? Has it been mostly in the public sector or the private sector? After college, Koch worked with Arthur D. Little Incorporated. In 1961, he moved back to Wichita to join his father's business, Rock Island Oil and Refining Company. In 1967, he became president of the business, which was then a medium-sized oil firm. Blah, 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 Koch Industries. Okay, so he has been in the private sector the vast majority, if not all of his life. He really has. Now, here's the problem, though. would he have gotten it without Daddy? And you could argue it's like saying, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, he majored in engineering, but his dad was an engineer. He already had a company and went working straight for Daddy, became president at a very young age. So there's definitely, obviously, is nepotism going on here. But that's already accounted for in the fact that he hails from rich parents. So I'm just going to give him a solid 1 point, which is a very low and a very good score in the grand scheme of politicians and public figures. We have applied the Clarey Test to. Let's go with his brother David. David Koch. Gee whiz. All this stuff. Political, chemical engineer. Okay, chemical engineer. He became president, subsidiary engineering. Where was his influential libertarian? Let's go early life and education. Born, immigrants of, attended Deerfield Academy Prep School in Massachusetts, graduated in 1959. He went on to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, earning both a bachelor's and master's degree in chemical engineering. Okay, so he majored in the right thing. So far he's only got 1 point like his brother. 21, played basketball. So when did he graduate? So he got his master's in only 1 year. This ain't no freaking dummy. In 1970, joined Koch Industries. So 7 years after he joined his daddy's company. There's nothing about the gap in between there, but from 70 to today, 1970 to today, that's quite an extended career in the private sector. All right, so he didn't run into nonprofits, touchy-feely, government, teacher type shit. Political career. All right. Libertarians Vice Party presidential candidate in 1980 presidential election. Okay, so he's not a career politician. He wasn't really paid for it. This is just talking about his platform and what his candidacy was about. So he basically ran for public office but did not really hold any positions or offices, political stand. Okay, so comes from rich daddy. Gets 0 points for a good degree, 0 points for working primarily in the private sector, and 0 points for currently working in the private sector. Both of them, upstanding men, truly. About the only thing they could improve upon it if they weren't daddy's boys. That's about it. Certainly you could argue, well, maybe they would have to go and become politicians or work in the public sector. You're right, that could be. But right now, as it stands, the Koch brothers score very well on the Clarey Test. Not a perfect score, but certainly much better than the other people we've sent through. So, hope that answers it. I wish, there was something better. If you were looking to unearth some evil thing about the Koch brothers, which is predominantly what the left does. Oh my God, they're philanthropists. It's like, well, what do they donate money to, Engineering students. Oh, no, jeez. They donate to the Republican Party and they want low taxes. Oh my God, horrors of horrors. Sorry, I'd have a beer with them. Well, in their case, probably high-end scotch. I'd have the beer, they'd probably have the scotch, but they'd be buying. So, anyway, best of luck to all of you. Toodles.